Sahana vavatu, Sahana bhunaktu, Sah viryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta jana kalyane niratam karunamayam, Namami chinmayam devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Ahimsa, non-injury, no. That is not what we are speaking of. Here again what we are speaking of is not hurting, not causing injury at a mental level, at a mind plane to anyone around me. And it could be my own siblings, it could be my own parents, it could be my own spouse, my friends, right? So, even if I do fall, I have the chance to rise up. That also should be in my mind, right? So, therefore, ahimsa is that attitude of keeping my, my atmosphere clear of any kind of injury, any kind of hurt that will cause agitation to me. So, that purity will come only when I adhere to this ahimsa at the mind level, right? Because we have to know, when we are moving towards karma yoga, what is essential? When we are moving towards karma yoga, we are essentially moving towards chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi or purity, when will it come? When I stop causing agitations to myself. And that will come about through my transactions with the world. How clear I am with them. How transparent I am with them. Right? Now, the next part is Satyam. Satyam or truthfulness or honesty. Right? As children, these are the kind of values we learn in the school, in moral science class. Speak the truth. Do not lie, right? But here you would say that I am a sadhaka, I have come to this stage. Where is this satyam going to come in, right? And how is it going to help me? And how is it connected at the intellect level? So this satyam or this truthfulness is to myself, right? Because having done Shravana, having done Manana, now when I am trying to abide in this knowledge, how true am I being to myself? How true am I being to my conviction? Right? So when it comes to, we have done Shravana, we have done Manana, I have clarity in knowledge, right? But now that I am trying to abide in that knowledge, what is happening? All these erroneous notions of having been a jiva over lifetimes, they come as pinpricks to me, right? And they tell me that, but you are essentially a jiva, you are essentially limited. When you look around you, this world is changing. So how are you going to be that changeless self? So here again comes this essential sadhana to be true to that knowledge that I have gained, right? And that to convert it into my wisdom, into my understanding, I have to abide in that conviction. I have to be truthful to that conviction and say no to those thoughts that are coming to me saying that no, you are essentially a jiva, right? So unless I am truthful to that knowledge, unless I have shraddha in that knowledge of the scriptures which has come to me through my guru, I will not be able to, stabilize myself or gain that wisdom completely, right? That is going to be the block between me who has been the deluded self and me who is that Brahman, that infinite, that Nitya, Nirakara, Nirguna, Sat Chit Ananda, which is me, which is untainted, which has no struggle like this Jiva has. Like this Jiva is right now struggling, right, to fight against my own niggling doubts, right? So, what then I have to do is, I have to strongly convince myself that this is the truth, and right now I am not able to see it because I have put this veiling between me and this knowledge, right? So, therefore, here comes this Satyam, right? So, what I have to essentially tell myself or affirm to myself is that I do have Shraddha, right? Shraddha at what levels? Shraddha is one at the Shastra level, right? Or rather, first to begin with, Shraddha at the Ishvara level. Faith that Ishvara is. He is that one who is ever prevalent, even when, I am unaware of this Ishvara or this Paramatman and this Atman being the same, still ever this Ishvara was, and all that I had to do was to call out to him, right? So, there comes that belief, that faith in that which I cannot see, right? Thereafter, having done Shravana, right, then comes the awareness of this knowledge, right, that there is that infinite self and that self is me. And who is giving me this knowledge? That Pramana is giving me the knowledge, right? That Shabda Pramana from the Shastra, from the scriptures, which is come to me through a Jnani Guru, who is himself Shrotriya Brahmanishtha, right? So, I have to have Shraddha in the words of that Guru, right? And having that Shraddha is what? That is going to give me that conviction, that much needed conviction. Of course, that is not, not saying that, I should not question what is being told to me, but having that Shraddha in that Guru or having that Shraddha in that scriptures, I know that this goal is not unattainable. This goal is very much in my reach. All I have to do is use the right kind of thinking, right? So, that comes the Shraddha over there. Then next comes Shraddha in myself, right? And this Shraddha in myself is going to pull me through all situations and make me go towards my goal, right? And for that I need to have conviction. So that conviction in the truth is going to come at my intellect level when I am convinced of the truth, right? So here is this Satyam, truthfulness. So we said 3 principles of sadhana. One is what? One is the brahmacharya at the body level. Next is ahimsa at the mind level, and 3 is satyam at the intellect level, right? Now, how do I go about these practices? Is it enough that I do it for certain periods of time, or is it to be done at the time or prior to Shravana Manana, or is it to be done phased out manner? How do I go about it? So here very clearly one beautiful shloka which is given by Patanjali Ved Guru is that Satu Dirgha Kala Nairantarya Satkara Asevita Drida Bhumihi. Okay. So, Satu, Dirgha Kala. Dirgha Kala means it is not to be done for short periods of time, but it has to be done over long duration. It is not that I do it for a month and it is done. No. It is not that, I pay the fee for going to the gym and I'll do it for 1 year. They have given me a discount and this, that. Yes, so I will go for a year to the gym, then I will stop, then I will do some other practice. No. Here it has to be continuous. Prior to gain stability in my Shravana, after gaining also, when I am contemplating, trying to clear my doubts, in Manana also, right? And thereafter also when I am going into Nidhi Dhyasana, there too I have to practice these sadhanas, right? And this is going to give me that much needed boost, that much needed mileage to go steadily on the path to reach that ultimate, right? So continuous, nairantarya, without any gap. I'm going on the highway and in between I saw that different, even my navigation tool is telling me there's a fueling station, next to it there's a good food mall, and there are some added attractions on the way. No detours, no gaps. You have to continuously, we have to practice this. So there has to be nairantarya, without any gap for long duration. Satkara. What is satkara? So here, what is essentially told is that Shraddha part of it, that devotion part of it, giving that reverence to that goal, and also so too for that practice even. Okay, so that when I am making that small excuse of not doing what I should be doing, then I should be able to say no to those small pleasures that I indulge in, right? So this satkara or this devotion is necessary to keep me on this path, right? To keep me to that discipline, right? It is like that coach whom we have, when we are getting into any kind of fitness routine. If you have this coach or this mentor, what happens? He is the one who will keep you on track. So this satkara, this devotion that I develop, this is going to, keep me at it at all times, right? Which will not make me give into small excuses, right? And what will be as a result, what will happen? Asevitaha druda bhumihi. Then this is going to result in, this kind of practice is going to make me develop that vasana for this jnana, right? That jnana vasana is going to develop only through this dirghakala, nairantarya, satkara, right? These three are going to keep me on that path and make me develop that vasana, which is going to then firmly keep me rooted in that knowledge of Brahmakara Vritti. For that Brahmakara Vritti to arise in me, right? What is essential? Okay, I have done Shravana, right? I have done Manana. I have to supplement, I have done Japa also. And I keep saying, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Is that going to develop that vasana? No, not unless I have been at it continuously without any gaps and able to abide in it without any kind of other triggers. When I sit down in meditation, that thought just arises in me. That is, a sign of this Brahmakara Vritti, Vasana, slowly coming into my system, right? Right now I am shrouded by this Vasana of being this Deha, being this Jiva, who has this name, who has this form. But now that I know through Shravana, what do I know? That I am that Nirakara, Nitya, Brahma, Satchidananda, right? I need no happiness from outside, I am happiness, right? So for that thought to arise whenever I am looking at something, whenever, I need not even sit down in meditation, when I look at something or someone, I see it as his creation alone. And when I say it is his creation, I also know that I am no different from that Brahman, that infinite, right? So for that vasana to develop, these practices are essential, right? And so for this to happen, what then is necessary? That, I have this reverence, I have this devotion, right? So how do I do it? Is it that when we say devotion or when we say bhakti, is it that, I sit in one place, I do the puja, right? So that is a very beautiful practice, where I am fully involved, bodily, through mind, through my vacha, right? Through my intellect also, natamastaka, bowing down to that Lord. Daily I do this practice. I offer different flowers to Bhagwan. I even choose that particular flower of that particular color, of that particular form, which they say is something that I offer to this Lord Ganesha, to this Lord Shiva, right? But what is that essential flower that the Lord is looking for? So there's this beautiful shloka which we came across, which says, Ahimsa prathamam pushpam, pushpam indriya nigraha, sarva bhuta yatha pushpam, sarva bhuta daya pushpam, sarva bhuta daya pushpam, shama pushpam visheshataha, jnana pushpam tapah pushpam, shanti pushpam tathaiva cha, satyam ashtavidam pushpam Vishnu preetikaram bhavet. So what is that which is very dear to Lord Vishnu? Vishnu preetikaram bhavet. Kim anyata. So what is that? That is these flowers. These flowers or these petals. Which are these? First is ahimsa. Then is the indriya nigraha, which is nothing but sense management. Then is the daya, compassion to all beings, right? Then is shama. Shama is not just forgiveness, but shama is also that control over my own thoughts and desires. Jnana pushpam. So this knowledge, not just the knowledge, not just listening to that knowledge, but abiding in that knowledge, living the learnings, that is something which is the most dearest offering to the Lord. Then what? Then is the tapaha. What is the tapaha? Tapaha is that I abide only in that self without letting my mind go externally, to repeatedly go into that knowledge alone, that jnana alone, in order to gain that nishtha, in order to gain that conviction, in order to make it that jnana vasana. What is essential? This tapa pushpam is essential. Then what happens as a result? Of course there is going to be shanti, there is going to be peace. So if I am not having any agitations and my mind is peaceful, that is one offering also to the Lord. I don't have to search somewhere outside for that beautiful flower and make sure that it is that flower which is appealing to that Lord. But these flowers, if I develop in myself, in this jiva, what will happen? Then I am able to offer it to the Lord, right? Then there is the peace. There is of course the satyam. The eighth flower, satyam ashtavidam pushpam. That eighth flower is that of satyam, right? So that is going to give the happiness to that benevolent Lord Vishnu, right? So also, does the Lord need happiness? No, but that Lord becomes prasanna on us, right? Then that Lord itself sees that jnana nishtha in us, sees that bhakti in us, in that devotion in us, and knows that through my entire being I am channelizing all my energies to realizing that truth which has come to me. Right? So, what is the flower that I offer? These are the 8 flower offerings that we can offer to the Lord. So, that satkara, that devotion part is essential in all my sadhanas, right? Which will keep me or make me that integrated being in thought, word and deed, right? So, this is what is the essential sadhana that we can all take up. Slowly but surely, keeping track, observing of ourselves, in what way is my energy getting dissipated? Where are my thoughts taking me astray? How do I curb this kind of thinking? What are the practices at physical level that I can take to, that keeps me balanced, that keeps me from going out essentially, that keeps me moving inward essentially at mind level. What is it that will stop any kind of agitation, that will keep me at that level of ahimsa? So too, what is it that will keep me abide in that satyam? Only when I identify with that, then I will be that. Right? So to be the big, I have to think that big also. Right? So these are the essential sadhana. We will close this talk here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Hari Om. Thank you.